Hello, my name is Ben Nadel, and I am the Chief Software Engineer here at Epicenter Consulting. And working here at Epicenter, working with Clark Valberg, I've definitely learned to think about software development in a totally different way. We use a very people-centric approach, which I believe adds a tremendous amount of value to the software development lifecycle, and I wanted to share some thoughts on that with you. So here I am in college with my sophomore girlfriend, and I met her by chance in a friend's dorm room, and being young, I fell instantly in love with this woman. I thought she was absolutely gorgeous, and she was very smart and funny, and somehow we started dating, and it was the kind of young romance where you're just smitten, and you're euphoric, and you're convinced that nothing can possibly go wrong in the relationship. Then a couple of months go by, and my birthday rolls around, and as a birthday present, my girlfriend hands me this Polaroid picture, and it's a photo of her making out with her female roommate. And she hands this to me like it's going to be the hottest thing I've seen in my young adult life. And the truth is, I saw it and I was absolutely crushed. I couldn't understand what she was doing. I mean, I enjoy some girl-on-girl action as much as the next guy, but not when one of those girls is my girlfriend, and certainly not when one of those girls is the woman that I'm deeply in love with. She couldn't understand this. This confused her. She couldn't understand why I was making such a big deal about it. And the problem was that she had no empathy, right? She couldn't put herself in my shoes. She couldn't see the world the way that I saw it, and this created a real barrier of understanding. And to be honest, it put a lot of friction in our relationship at the time. Now, if it's that easy to lack empathy for the people that you love, imagine how easy it is to lack empathy for your clients. Imagine how easy it is to lack empathy and make poor assumptions about people you've never met, people who work in a different industry, people who have issues in a problem domain about which you probably don't know anything. Now, of course, when we talk about our client, we're not talking about dealing with one person. We're talking about dealing with many people, right? A client company has many stakeholders, stakeholders being anyone in the client company that will be affected by the software that we're building. So when we talk about dealing with a client, we're not talking about a relationship with one person. We're talking about a relationship with many people. And the situation gets even more complicated because, as Dr. Gregory House tells us time and time again, everyone lies. This is unfortunately true in all our relationships, including the ones with our clients. Now, of course, clients don't lie to us on purpose. That would completely undermine the software that we're building for them. Clients lie to us because they don't know any better. Think about how a company is organized, right? We have stakeholders that might work in different rooms, different departments, different buildings, different states. We might even have stakeholders that work in different countries. So when a client appears to mislead us during the analysis process, it's not because they meant to, it's because they don't know enough not to. That's why we often get these conflicting stories in the analysis process, right? We talk to one department who praises something, say like an existing web form, talking about how great it is, everybody loves it. Then you talk to another department, and all they can do is talk about how everyone hates that form, and they've been trying to get rid of it for years. Now, this is a frustrating problem when we talk to both departments. But it could be a devastating problem if we had only talked to one department. Designing software is definitely a difficult and oftentimes very frustrating situation. So how do we improve? I think the biggest thing that we can do is take a step back and realize that our primary goal is not to be building software. Sure, we might build software anyway in the end, but building software is not why we're here. We are here, literally, to change lives. We are here to revolutionize the way that our clients do business. We are here to make sure that every stakeholder in a client company ends up happy. Look at this guy. This guy, after dealing with us, his future is now so bright that he has to wear shades. In order to do this, we have to put people, our stakeholders, at the center of the software design process. This means opening up the lines of communication, setting up meetings, getting on conference calls, exchanging emails. It means talking to the people who are actually experiencing the problems that we're trying to solve. Ultimately, what we need to do is become workflow gurus. We need to know more about the client company than any individual stakeholder. Because at the end of the day, no individual stakeholder knows enough about their own company to be able to design the right piece of software. And it is only at this point, when we are workflow gurus, that we can start to build truly effective software. It is only after we fully understand the pain points of all of our stakeholders that we can start to design solutions that are truly transformative. Now, getting to that point doesn't happen overnight, right? You don't have a few conference calls and suddenly you have all the information you need. It has to be an iterative process. You have a meeting, then you do work, then you have another meeting, then you do some more work. With each iteration, we gain more insight into the stakeholder problems. With each insight, we gain more empathy, which means more innovation, which ultimately means a better solution. Now, as much as this seems to be very stakeholder-focused, you have to remember that you are still an expert. Clients don't work with you because you know how to code. Clients work with you because you know how to solve problems, because you know how to think deeply about a situation and then work cooperatively to come up with the right solution. And that right solution necessarily has to be a combination of the client's problems and their domain expertise, mixed in with your insight and your ability to innovate. Now, this is not an easy goal to reach. It requires a tremendous amount of practice. Every time you're sitting at your desk or at the conference table or you're up at the whiteboard, you have to ask yourself the question, do I know enough about this problem? Do I know enough to be truly empathetic with my client's needs? If the answer to this question is ever even maybe, you have to stop what you are doing immediately, get the client on the phone, and refocus your attention on them. And when you can do that, when you can consistently put people at the center of your software design process, then, and only then, can you start to develop truly bitchy and deeply transformative software solutions. Thank you.